Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Riza Raziz and then my name 16122000064. Now I will tell you about my experience on the holidays. Just go straight my first story title. My first title is Steps from the City. The wall clock in the corner of my room saw 9:10 p.m. I was still sitting in front of my laptop, trying to finish the world literature paper assignment that somehow never got finished. I read it sentence after sentence, but my mind was not there. My brain was already on the dusty roads, amongst the honking horses and street vendors. It was already in the village amidst the sounds of roosters, the chatters of neighbors, and the distinctive aroma of my mother's cooking that always managed to bewitch memories. Today is the 20th day of Ramadan. It is only a few days away. On campus, many students began to return home. WhatsApp group class is filled with messages of farewell and photos of suicide. I, on the other hand, am still stuck in a narrow boarding house in the Nginden area. Is Surabaya. My room is lined up with dozens of other students, but now it's getting quiet. Some rooms are even empty, their curtains left fluttering in the night breeze. I sighed. There was a part of me that was hesitant to go home. Not because I don't want to, but because there are burdens that I have not had time to resolve, especially about father. Ever since I decided to study English literature, our relationship had never really recovered. Dad wanted me to go to the faculty of psychology, like my father brothers. So you can be a person, he said, but I refused. Language and literature had long been the word that made me feel alive. I wanted to be a writer or a literature lecturer, even though people said this major had no clear future. The conflict had faded but never died out, and I know that when I returned home, the old spark might repair, but it's not it about forgiveness. With trembling hands, I closed my laptop, grabbed a large backpack from under the bed, and started loading clothes. Two shirts, two pairs of jeans, a white shirt for its prayers, and my favorite jacket that was already a bit worn. I also brought a long collection of Khairil Anwar's poems, for some reason, as if I needed an old friend who could warm up my silence later at home. I rode my motorcycle that my parents had given me. It only took a little over an hour, but his trip felt like going to a different dimension. From the hustle and bustle of the city to the tranquility of the village. From the academic world, the world of childhood. I planned to leave for home after morning prayers at 4:30 a.m. I deliberately closed that time so that I would still be mourning, when my mother would be sitting on the terrace sweeping the yard, and the old radio would be blaring the takbirs years after years. At 4:40 a.m., I started to travel, but I wanted to stop by the snack stall nearby boarding house, which was still open. I planned to buy some snacks and wheat cakes for my mother and also for my sister. Surabaya's sky was still dark. Only the light of street lamp and 24 hours kiosk gave color the morning that was still reluctant to wake up. Along the way home, I see Surabaya in its silent version. No honking horns, no student milling around. On the way home, I used my AirPods to play songs to keep me company during the trip. I listened to my favorite music, but I have one uniqueness. I have taste for old music such as Queen, Bon Jovi, and the Beatles. quite unique for young people song today. I sat tears on the road while listening to Take Me Home Country Road by John Denver. That song is my favorite song that I always play when I miss home. The journey home is often not about the place, about the feeling. On the way home, I saw her father carrying his young son, and suddenly a question popped up in my mind. When was the last time I joked like that with my family? The trip to Gresik was short, but my mind jumped everywhere. I remember my childhood days when I used to follow my mother to the market, reading my map together, buying rice, shells, and the occasional ice lolly. Or when I was ME participating in takbir around while carrying a bamboo torch that is no rare. All these memories invaded me like uninvited guests, and I could not resist. At 50:40, I arrived at my home village. The air here feels cooler. The morning breeze carries the smell of earth and hint of the sea in distance. Happy faces were seen a long way. As my motorcycle was about to reach my house, my chest began to tighten. The house had not changed. The iron fence still stands. The white paint on the walls is fading, but it still feels warm. In the front of the house, my mom was watering the plants. She turned her head when she heard the sound of motorcycle. And then my mom said, "Son." Her face was barely audible, but it was enough to make me tears fall. I got down, went over and hugged her. "I miss you." I could only note. In her arms, I feel like child again. No college degree, no thesis burden, no guilt over life choice, just a child coming home to be a part of house again. I spent the day helping mom clean the house, sweeping the yard, sweeping the windows, and arranging the cookie jars. That only came out of the room briefly, greeted me briefly, and then went back in. The atmosphere was not quiet yet, but mom tried to fill the fort with laughter and stories. "Tomorrow, you'll come to the market. I want to buy ingredients for opera," my mother said as to me. I knew that I'm ready, mom. That night, I sat on the terrace, looking up the dark but peaceful sky. In the village, the sky can still inhabited by stars. It's different from Surabaya, which is full artificial light. I opened Carol Anwar's book and read poem Doa quietly. "My Lord, I still call your name," and in that silence, I call the name of my home, the name of my mother, the name of my father, for there is nothing more sacred than a first step back.